Another great clip brought to you by women.
I know one of you girls need to hear this today, so let me be the one to make this clear. A man is not husband material if he puts his mom before his woman. Actually, a man is not husband material if his woman does not come first, period.
Yeah, so this is this classic entitled to everything, and what does this woman do? Probably not everything in return. There's this cultural difference between Western women and women of different parts of the world, like Eastern women, which can be defined as anything that's not considered the West, right? So North America or Western Europe, right? There's this notion that the wife has to be before the mother. This is where it gets tricky. No one is going to be like your mom. Like any guy can pretty much say this. There's a few guys that have a rough mom, but your mom is the only woman in your life that's actually going to be there for you through thick and thin, right? That's just the truth. Very few women subscribe to unconditional love. I mean, they think they do, right? But in actual practice, no one loves unconditionally, especially not a woman. And they really shouldn't anyways. I mean, your job is to take care of them. That's how it is. So it's not like they don't really owe you unconditional love. But my point is, right? Your mom is the only woman that does give you unconditional love. So she's always going to hold a certain spot, right? So the idea that a woman coming in is going to automatically be higher. I mean, look, generally speaking, I'm not sure how much I believe in this idea. I think it's sort of women just trying to be extremely selfish and entitled and think they deserve the whole world when in reality they don't, right? You don't offer your man unconditional love, okay? Why should he do the same to you, number one? Number two, why wouldn't he offer unconditional love to the only human on earth that will ever get as close to unconditional love as possible, his mother, right? So let's move on from there. Also, I guess to add a little bit more, the moment you make your woman your number one goal, your life immediately goes to right? You live a very subservient existence when your woman is your number one objective in your life. So no, this is horrible advice. This is some sort of, I don't know who this girl thinks she is, thinking that she's owed something by men. I don't know. She's pretty much saying men aren't human beings. They exist to serve me. That's why I have to be the star of their world. Good luck. Stay in your little delusional world as long as you want, I guess.
Number one priority above anyone and everyone, and that includes their own kids. You know when those videos go viral on TikTok where they do like the street interviews to the guys, like who comes first, mom, wife, daughter? The only correct answer is wife first, daughter second, mom last. I had a podcast listener email me a Dear Victoria submission, which I used as a segment in today's episode on For the Girls podcast, where her man told her that his mom comes first before her and will always be his number one priority in life. And in the email,
look how annoyed she is. She's so annoyed that another woman wins the competition. I mean, imagine the low character of this woman, right? She's more important than the guy's mom, the only woman that'll ever offer him unconditional love. And when guys say this, right, they say it a lot of times out of mere principle. Okay, it's a principally based thing. I don't think the guy's gonna go jump through hoops and stuff to save his mother from impending doom if the mom is putting it upon herself. Okay, I think a lot of times guys say this to basically say, like, back off. Okay, you're not the only person in the world. So this idea that she's rolling her eyes to a guy saying, yeah, my mom's number one is so stupid. It's so selfish in nature, right? Anyways, let's keep going.
she wrote, he is a provider and protector and hits every other one of my standards up to this. But my response is that that can't be true. If he's only a provider and protector conditionally, then he is not a true provider and protector.
Yeah, of course it has to be conditional. Why would any smart man do unconditional things for a being that will do things conditionally? You offer conditional love. Everybody does. Okay? Even a mom to her child is still somewhat conditional, but it's the least conditional, right? I mean, we've all heard the saying before. The only beings on this earth that get unconditional love are women, children, and dogs, and pets, you could say, right? But primarily dogs. No one else gets unconditional love. Get out of your echo chamber with all your little girls where you reaffirm each other's opinions based on feelings and come to the real world where this is how things actually function. Okay? Like, I don't know where it's just the amount of arrogance of this girl is insane. I can't even believe it. I'd be surprised she even had a husband that was even remotely close to a man.
Because those are unconditional roles. It's not, I'll provide for you unless my mom needs something first. It's not, I'll protect you unless my mom also needs protecting. It's, I will provide for you first and foremost above anyone, anything, anytime, any place, anywhere.
You are not that special. And you're also not a princess. I wonder what you do to earn this God-given right, apparently.
You come first, no questions asked. And I talk about this and a whole lot more in today's episode of For the Girls podcast. So go listen to that now.
I'm sure it's so good. I'm sure your podcast does such a great job outlining all the negative things that girls should keep doing in order to keep their power in the relationships that they don't really care about. But hey, at least they have the upper hand, right? I mean, this woman is quite literally pathetic. All these views are pathetic. All she's doing is rage farming, right? She's rage farming from a niche of women that are pissed off with their lives, right? And they think they need to run the show and be the center of the show and be the star, super entitlement, all this stuff. She's just buying into that niche of women and basically rage farming, right? Girls that are mad, they come in and say, yeah, and they wag their finger and all that stuff that you guys already know about and tell you to avoid. If a girl watches this podcast and agrees with everything, probably avoid her.